At 5:15, you don't want to miss that one either, right? But right now we have two amazing guests and two other amazing guests that couldn't be here but wanted to say hello. Take a look at the screen.
Hi, we are very sorry that we couldn't be with you here for Star Wars weekend.
We're right in the middle of finishing the movie.
Not in the middle. I mean, we're getting there.
Okay, yes, he's sort of close to being done. No, you're not. Because
no, that's true.
Yeah.
We're in the
All
middle.
right. Well, obviously we can't be there with you, but we wish we could.
And have a great time, and hopefully next time at Star Wars weekend.
And may the Force be with you.
Indeed.
Indeed. I don't know, can you imagine? Next year at this time, we will have already seen The Force Awakens. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? Isn't it weird? How many people have been waiting years and years and years for another Star Wars movie? It's exciting. You know, we have somebody that's in that little movie, that little Star Wars movie, here today. I think we're excited about that. And we have another amazing man. A Sith, a legend if you will, a master in martial arts, a fantastic actor, and pretty much one of the nicest people you'll ever meet for playing such a bad guy. Before we bring him out, check him out in action right here. Ladies and gentlemen, Ray Park! We're doing better now that you're here. We love Star Wars! Ray. Yeah, of course they love Star Wars. How could they not? We love Darth Maul!
I'll pay you off for the story. Thanks for doing that.
No. That's the crazy thing about this character that you really brought to life is that though he's a bad guy, we want more of him. We want to know about this character. He's mysterious. He's crazy, talented with the martial arts, just like you. How did this all come about? How did you get this part?
Nick Gillard, the stunt coordinator, had heard about what I had done for raiding on Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
And that was my first movie, my apprenticeship.
Yes.
And I just got back from Thailand, and about 4 weeks later, Nick he called me and said, I heard about you, would you want to come in? And of course, I thought it was to do with stunts. I was going to be doing something on stunts. Because I wasn't a stunt man, I wasn't really an actor, but it was something that I wanted to do, and I just knew through martial arts and gymnastics, I'd be able to
and then all of a sudden, you're on the set of something that you and I grew up with, Star Wars. You're on a Star Wars set, and you're the main bad guy. Did you freak out a little?
Kind of a little bit in my head. You know,
Yeah,
there was a lot of explosions going on in my head at the time. It was just something that I didn't think in a million years that I'd be like honest. I didn't think for one Star Wars was going to, you know, as a kid, I just knew of the original trilogy, 3 Star Wars movies.
Yeah, and we were talking about this backstage. Ray and I have known each other for, gosh, I don't even know how many years now. We've done so many shows together, and we've talked about so many things, but we were just talking backstage about Star Wars before the prequels, and you growing up with them, and they had something to do with what you do too, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like Empire Strikes Back was the first Star Wars movie. It was the release of Empire, but they showed New Hope first, and it was the first movie. Because I live in London, Jeremy was talking about last week.
Yeah.
We used to go and see movies in black and white. It was a Saturday matinee. My cousin used to take me, and so Star Wars was the first big, massive movie.
Yeah.
And seeing Luke training
on Dagobah with Yoda,
with Yoda, and doing the flips with Yoda on his back and handstands, and the whole, it just got me. I was jumping around anyway because I wanted to be like Bruce Lee, but that really cemented it that I wanted to do gymnastics and martial arts after watching.
That is so cool. And then you were talking about like how he had Yoda strapped to him.
Yeah, so crazy thing. So I used to teach gymnastics as well with my teens, and I was so blown away. This is how much you believe in the movies, which is great. So when I became a gymnast, and it wasn't my kid, so I would never do it to someone else's child. I thought one day when I'm a dad, I'm going to get my child and I'm going to try and do a front somersault on, you know, did you get those kangaroo sacks, you know, you can put them in? So I thought about it, like, would I be able to do this with my little one? And so we got a trampoline, and my kids were a little bit older, and we had them on my shoulders bouncing. I tell you, I will never ever do that. It's really hard. To have your child's life in your hands like that, it's bouncing and going, what?
Yeah.
So.
And your children are versed in martial arts and gymnastics?
Yeah, they've played around in like martial arts, and at home we play around because I always get asked, do you teach your kids martial arts?
Yeah.
And I don't, because I've seen other masters' kids disliking martial arts.
Sure.
So I wanted to be their dad and not their martial art teacher, but I do goof around, like we touch around with the animal styles.
Yeah.
At home, you know, my kids always want to beat you up.
Yeah.
You know, and I always like move around and do the snake and like, you know, so that's my way of teaching them.
Well, they are beautiful children and fantastic and just wonderful to be around. So you're doing good work, you and your lovely wife. But so the other thing that we were talking about is I never could do flips or anything, and I'm asking Ray, how do you do that? Do you go and get taught and trained? No, you taught yourself how to do this stuff.
Yeah, taught myself, and again because of films and Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee, and I used to talk about it on my visit to the mall.
Yeah.
The reason why I wanted to learn monkey was because there's backflips in it.
Yeah.
So I was so scared of doing flips because the whole fear of landing on your face. And I always used to tell my gymnasts, don't worry, just land on your face, what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
Because once you get past that fear of landing on your face,
yeah.
it's not such a big deal anymore, because you get very good at landing on your face. And so I taught myself, if I'm going to fall, I'm going to fall cool.
Yeah. Okay.
You know? So I taught myself to fall really cool. And so I even got to the point where I challenged my dad and said, I'm going to get this back flip, this back handspring.
Yeah.
So I grabbed my bed mattress, because I used to share it with my brother, pull it out of my bedroom, go across the main road, because I live
with
flat,
the mattress,
with
you're
my
dragging the mattress.
put it on the grass, and asked my mum to watch me from their window, so it would egg me on to do a backflip, and I still couldn't do it. You know, it was like, you're there, and back then, because it's self-taught, you're like, get it.
Yeah.
You watching, Mum? You know? And what really did it for me, I started to go to gymnastics school at 15, and just to learn and bounce on the floor and, you know, and jump on a trampoline. And this little 8-year-old gymnast was like, "What, mister? You look silly doing that, you look really funny." And she walks like this, she goes, "Look." Just like that. And I felt really silly, and I was like, okay. I'm gonna practice to be a gymnast.
Now you do it with such ease. In fact, as Darth Maul, you did it with even more. It was just so amazing to watch. We have some behind the scenes. Let's take a look at you becoming Maul.
I thought I wanted a faster version of what the other movies were, more energetic version. And that's basically what he gave me. And I think the key to it was that we had a good villain who was a great fighter.
I always wanted to fly when I was a kid. I wanted to be like the guys in the movies. So that's how I started my martial arts.
I found Darth Maul, and he's being played by a guy called Ray Park, and he's very good in like kendo and martial arts, and he's a brilliant gymnast. I mean, you know, he's better than I am.
We could see immediately he had the look, he had all the physical skill, he was incredibly disciplined, and the amount of work that this guy did, it was phenomenal. I mean, he put everything. He spent, 20 hours at the studio every day. The hatred that comes out of his eyes, there's no question that he is the serious bad guy.
I think we all have a bit of a dark side in us, and so I just try and bring that out of myself when I play the character.
Yeah, you did. You did, Ray Park. Mission accomplished. I remember a story you told me about a few years back, though, how you wanted, you're not a Jedi, you're a Sith, but you have the Force. You wanted to, and you have your moment there. We saw a bit of it there. About, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, when I was reading the script and I landed the part, I was like, why isn't everyone else gets to use the Force? Vader had the whole choke thing, and you know, as an 8-year-old, I believed all of that. You know? I was that kid sitting in my room going, light switch on, light switch off.
Yeah.
I was trying to control it with my mind. So I wanted to have the Force, and Maul didn't have the Force. And I remember George telling me that day, he goes, this is your moment for the Force, because I did ask, and I was asking Nick. And I remember thinking, he goes, just there's a droid there, and I wanted to smash it and open those doors. And it was the best moment ever, and that's why I do the 2-finger point, yeah!
And it's so cool. When he said, you walk it, yeah, it's a great, I was scared as a Jedi, I must say, yes. No, it's fantastic stuff. And you also played another character in the movie. Do you guys know this? Do you know that Ray Park is actually in Episode 1, not as Darth Maul? Would you like to see him?
Yes.
Would you like to see him?
Please.
Okay. Let's take a look. This is you as somebody else, and then you can tell us about it after. Go! There it is.
Center guns.
Yeah. That's one of the coolest things about Star Wars. I mean, Jeremy Bullock as well, and Silas Carson and Warwick Davis. So many of the guests here have been able to be other characters in it, sometimes in scenes with yourselves. But how was that? How did that come about?
That was, I was on such a buzz from playing Darth Maul. We were rehearsing every day, and then to actually play Darth Maul. We were in the middle of shooting the fights as well. But it was the one day we had a day off. It was a Wednesday, and I said to Nick, Nick, can I come in? I've got nothing to do. I didn't know, all my friends were working.
Sure.
They were like doing their normal jobs.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I don't want to sit by myself in my flat and go to the gym, you know. And so Nick said, come in. And so I turned up, and he says, you want to be a guard? And I went, yeah, sure.
Yeah, why not?
And it turned out I was a guard for the day, and I did a few other scenes, and
That is so cool.
I got told off because you can tell how I'm holding the gun.
Yeah.
Not very spacey.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, you're more
in a way, I
fiction.
wanted to be seen, but not be seen. I didn't want any. It was like hide yourself, but be seen. And I remember Rick and George was like, Ray, you're not in a Tarantino movie, because at the end, I made sure I was the last guard to go. I was sort of doing one of these ones. And as you can sort of kind of see my look there, as I'm sort of going. Trying to get it in there, you know.
But no, and that's because you are a master of weaponry. So many different weapons, and on your show, A Visit to the Mall, which we had our final showing of it yesterday, which was so much fun. And it's a great show. If you haven't had a chance to see it, it's really fantastic. Our schedule has been very tight this week with Frank Oz here and so much going on at Star Wars Weekends. But so if I gave you anything, do you think you could make a weapon out of it? You can show me.
I would try. Hopefully,
Okay, so-
I want to hurt myself.
Ooh, no, I don't want to get them stuck to the table. But what do you think of that? Could you
Yeah,
do
I like
something
it.
with those?
It'd be like the Mario Brothers, wouldn't it?
Look at that! It still makes me cool.
Hello, would you like me to unplug your toilet?
Yeah!
Okay, I have to be careful what I say with this one. Okay.
Ninja Man.
Ninja maid to the rescue. Do you need your house cleaned? Yes, I will clean.
Like he was never there. Here's one.
I like that ninja maid.
Here's one that you're familiar with. What about that? How about that? Yeah.
It's gonna open on the other side.
Do-si-do. Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. So. No, wait a second. Wait a second. Okay.
Whoa! That's cool.
A triple-bladed lightsaber would be awesome.
You win.
This was made by a cast member here at Star Wars Weekends. Isn't that cool? Look at that.
Cool.
Yeah. There we go. Whoa! See? I didn't say it was made well.
I was getting really excited to show you
All right.
how to...
I have a bad feeling about this. No, don't. Oh, write it down. Okay.
Here comes Tornado Ray.
This is my Jedi. Yeah! Okay, that's Ray Park, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. Look at that. We are just a couple of kids having fun, and that's how it always is. And I love having you here. Will you stick around?
Please.
Because we have another very special guest, and I think we're all very excited about him. He is a legend in the world of Star Wars. He is a fantastic human being, as well as a Wookiee. Take a look at the screen. Everybody say Chewie! Such a pleasure to see you, sir. Always a joy.
It's a wonderful situation to be coming back.
Yet you have been to every Star Wars weekend except for maybe one.
Yeah.
And always a fan favorite here.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, they're all. Now I gotta ask you, Peter, how much of Chewbacca is you and Chewbacca, you and Chewbacca? How you know what I mean?
There's a lot. You've only got to look at the way I walk.
That's-
I normally forget about what's gone on in the past.
Yeah.
With the double knee replacements. And stuff.
Yeah.
When we did the first one, Chewie had his own walk. He had his own mind situation, and George said when we were interviewed, George said Chewie is going to be a mime character.
Okay.
So therefore you have to listen to all the other actors running their lines so that you know exactly what you're talking about.
But
so it works, and it works very well.
But it works because of what you give to him. You give so much, and you're such a dear, humble man. And you're not a man of a lot of words in that, and it comes through in his movements. And he says so much with a movement, with a look, with a turn, with a walk.
Yeah, but you will find, I think, that the bigger the guys, the softer they are.
Yeah.
You go out with someone of a group of race size, there's always going to be one hassle. In the bar or
there's trouble right there, yeah.
Whereas the bigger guys just walk away, usually taking the two guys with them. So, it works that way.
Sure, yeah. And as a young man, were you always somewhat of the gentle giant then and there?
Oh, yes. I was told as a child, remember, your sides are big, therefore, be careful, do not screw heads off children. So, and I always remembered that.
Yeah.
And also, when we were, we would go for a walk where I lived, and my father always told me to stand upright so that the spine was straight up. Therefore, that brings everything back into normal, back to the Chewie situation.
Yeah. No, he's a fantastic character. There's no one else that could have done it. and we are so grateful for you playing this character in so many different films too. And you know, you came back in episode 3, and that was fantastic. We have a little look back at that for you and for all of you. Take a look at Peter Mayhew as Chewbacca.
Woo!
Chewbacca has to look like Chewbacca. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And nobody wants to do a character from Star Wars and get it wrong.
All of the hair was laid on rather than it being glued, so that it looks like it's coming out. It has that little bit of extra life, and pretty much just one hair at a time.
The only thing, in fact, that I ever felt that we could improve was that when Chewie's face is at rest, it's completely still, because he has to actually open the jaw to make anything work on it. So what we've done is we've made an override system so that when the mouth is closed, we can remote control the lips. It's just small, subtle stuff that you couldn't have got before.
But we've just added a few surveys into it so that we can actually just do a closed mouth smell as well. So we'll see how that works.
Having done that, it means that I can do what I want to do, and you guys outside can either embellish it or leave it alone.
Fantastic. When Chewie's around, you know everything's okay, you know? You've said this many times, he's just a big teddy bear kind of
Yeah,
guy.
he is. How many people here, throughout the age group, have had either security blanket or teddy bear?
Woo!
Teddy bear. Man, certainly.
Everybody's had one. And I've seen guys coming up at one of our conventions with, they'd be bikers in leathers.
Big biker guys, yeah.
Yeah. And in with the vest on. And this guy had a tiny Lego Chewie just sticking out
Oh, Chewbacca.
of his,
Yeah. Of his vest and everything. That is awesome.
honey.
Yeah. So now I have to ask, because we've been kind of talking about it here as a small group. Have you been working on anything lately?
Yeah, I got an offer for a movie.
A little movie?
Almost didn't take it, but I decided to do it. Yeah, it's
Star Wars: The Force Awakens, yeah, Chewbacca. We talked a little bit about this yesterday, about what it's like to get that phone call.
Yep.
And to know that you're going to go back in the studio to shoot Chewbacca on the things, in the scenes rather. But how was it then seeing Harrison again, and Mark and Carrie?
Well, it was wonderful because we got the phone call and everything was done, contracts and everything was signed. Little did we know that we were going to be shooting in England.
Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah.
No. It was, you know, obviously it was the logical thing to do.
Right.
But, you know, I was dreaming Hollywood and this sort of stuff. But they said, no, we're going to use Shepperton, which was one of the original scenes.
Shepperton was one of the studios you shot at?
Yeah, where 4 was shot, Empire was shot.
Okay.
The big hangar scene was in,
like what we got right there.
where they built that.
Yeah.
And so we go over there, survive the journey, even in the Falcon. It's as quick as anything.
The Falcon is a fast ship.
Yeah.
Fast ship? Okay. Kessel Run? Yeah.
So we get there and we settle in and everything. There's phone calls from JJ or Kathleen.
And you were saying what a dream it was to work with JJ, because he's just such a great filmmaker, but has such a love for this.
And they said, right, we were having a reading, script reading.
Sure.
And we'll go out to dinner.
Oh, nice.
I thought, screw script reading, I'm going out to dinner. But no, we turned up and met everybody. I don't know whether you got a picture, but there's...
We had the one, and we were showing it as you were chatting, of everybody there. And
there
yeah,
it is.
you got to meet everybody.
Yep.
And we've had so many of these folks now at Celebration. If people were at Star Wars Celebration, you got to see some of them in action. and Kathleen Kennedy, again, we
Yep.
just saw earlier on the
They're
video.
all there.
All very excited about this.
And Mark did the narration.
Yeah. Oh, he did.
That was fabulous.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
Well, Mark
well-
Hamill is no slouch when it comes to voiceover and to reading things, and just
He
a
read it
fantastic.
and everybody just followed.
Oh,
You
that's
know, it was one of those.
And you always had, on the set of the original 3 films, you and Carrie Fisher always had a great connection. She loved Chewbacca.
Oh yeah, yeah. I love her, but
Yeah.
don't spread that around.
Carrie is a character. I've had the great pleasure of interviewing her several times. I don't know if anybody's ever seen those. We end with her giving me a spanking to grabbing me and tackling me on stage. She is a wild spirit.
Yeah.
That Princess Leia, and we love her and think the world of her. So I know that, yeah, there was always a great time. So I was trying to think, you know, gosh, there's so much love for Star Wars. There's so much love for Chewbacca, and there's so much excitement for The Force Awakens. How could we actually top all of you on stage here? And that was, how about if we take a look at that trailer one more time? But here's the coolest thing. You're watching it with Peter Mayhew. And Ray, take a look. You only seen it one other time.
Enjoyed
This
it.
is my second time.
You don't watch Big Bang Theory, right?
The Force is strong in my family. My father has it. I have it. My sister has it.
She sure does.
You have that power too. Chewie, we're home.
Mr. Peter Mayhew! Enjoy the last 2 days of Star Wars weekend here, and may the Force be with you.